Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to 6 Things by 6K. Today we're going to be talking about 6 things that you need to look out for when choosing a pair of riding gloves. Now, of course, these are meant to be protective gear. So one of the first things that you should look out for is the protection that these gloves come with around the knuckles. Knuckles are considered a high impact zone, and thus you should ideally go for the best kind of protection that you are getting around your knuckles. So protection comes in many forms. It may be leather patches, it may be TPU plastic, it may be some form of branded armors like your Nox or D3O. My personal recommendation is go for the best protection around your knuckles, because like I said, these are high impact zones and it would kind of defeat the purpose of wearing protective gear if your knuckles, your palm and your overall hand is not protected. Moving on to the second thing that we should look out for, that is palm sliders. Now, even your palm is considered a high impact zone, but my recommendation wouldn't be the same for your palm sliders. Over here also, protectors will come in various forms, but I wouldn't say go for the best protection every time. You need to understand your utility. The minute you go with something very hard around your palm, it will give you high amount of protection, but the response that you get while you're throttling your bike reduces a little. So if you're somebody that rides a lot off the road and requires very high response from your handlebar or from your throttle, then I suggest go for something that's a little softer. And if you're somebody that's only into urban touring that rides on flat roads or on clean tarmac, then you can go for something that's a little bit more harder. So like I said, protection can come in various forms. So do understand your riding style, do understand the utility, and basis that take a informed decision on which option you want to opt for when it comes to your palm sliders. The third thing that you need to look out for is touch sensitivity. Most gloves today by most of the brands, either made in India or made globally, do come with either the index finger or your thumb, which is touch sensitive. This is something that I feel is a bare necessity in today's time, because on the go we're using the mobile to answer calls, we're using it to look for direction, we're using it to send across some quick messages, and I think it's very inconvenient every time to pull out your glove, do whatever you have to and wear it again. The fourth thing that you need to look for is ventilation. The kind of weather conditions most Indian terrains throw at you are normally on the warmer side. And if you have gloves that are completely leather or completely textile, it may get really hot inside this. And it may not be very conducive for long rides or for longer durations. So I would recommend look for perforated gloves, look for mesh gloves that allow good airflow. If you're looking for winter gloves, or if you're looking for all-weather waterproof gloves, because you're going to be you anticipate to ride in that kind of terrain, yes, at that point of time you can opt for a completely textile or some form of non-perforated glove. But otherwise, for somebody who's not expecting to encounter that kind of weather, I would strongly recommend look for gloves that have high amount of perforation and ventilation. The fifth thing that you need to look out for are girth adjusters. So these gloves aren't custom made for your hand, right? And girth adjusters that are normally around your wrist really help make sure that these gloves have a snug fit around your hand. This is very important, not just for gloves, but for any form of protective gear. A snug fit around your body is critical, because otherwise it's unable to perform the duty of protecting you in case of a crash. So depending on the type of glove, you have different number of girth adjusters. Now you have two types of gloves. One of them is called half gauntlet and the other is a full gauntlet. So half gauntlet gloves normally come till your wrist, and full gauntlet gloves normally extend a little bit further down your arm. Half gauntlet gloves will normally come with one girth adjuster, which is meant to just strap the glove around your wrist, whereas full gauntlet gloves normally come with two girth adjusters, and sometimes if they're meant for racing, even three. What these girth adjusters do is they, one, strap the gloves around your wrist, and two, they will have girth adjusters a little bit below, which will strap around the rest of your arm. So this ensures that, like I said, the glove has a very snug fit. The sixth thing that you need to look for is the overall sizing of the gloves. Now this is where a lot of people go wrong, and do stay tuned to 6K IOM for another full-length video on how to actually identify what is the right size glove for you. We will be sharing a lot more details, and why it's important to actually understand which glove is the right size for you is because when you opt for a glove that is too tight, it restricts the amount of movement you have. And we all know how quick you may have to brake, shift the clutch, throttle in the kind of conditions that we ride in India. So going for a tight glove is definitely a no-go because it's restricting the amount of movement. Now the reason you can't opt for something that's a little bigger than your ideal size is because if these gloves are slightly bigger, there would be a lot of room that would be left primarily around your fingers. Now, as you are all aware that we normally tend to use 2 fingers around our brakes, which we use to jam the brakes or pump the brakes when required. Now, if the glove has a lot of room or space, there is a good chance that while doing this on the go, you may end up slipping or your fingers may end up slipping from either the clutch or the brakes. I hope this video helped you guys out. In case you guys lost some parts of it, let me just quickly summarize the 6 things that you need to look for when picking a pair of riding gloves. The first is protection around your knuckle. The second is palm sliders or protection around your palms. The third is touch sensitivity around your index finger or your thumb. The fourth is perforation or ventilation. The fifth is girth adjusters around your wrist, or if it's a full gauntlet glove, around your arm. And the sixth is the actual sizing of this glove and finding the right size for your hand. Thank you so much guys again for staying tuned through this entire video. Do like this video, do share this video with your friends who are looking to purchase a pair of riding gloves, and do subscribe to our channel for more interesting content like this.